All right, happy Sunday, everybody. Apologies, no video yesterday. Needed a day to recuperate, and we're running a little late today as well. So let's jump right in. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free, and it helps me, obviously, as we're growing this new channel. But we've got a full 15-game slate. It is Sunday, which is a really bad day to bet on baseball. So be warned, crazy shit happens. Those are Sundays. All right, first game, Phillies-Braves. Braves looked quite good yesterday. Came out and beat Phillies 5-1. We're seeing a little bit of regression on the Phillies offense. We got Reynaldo Lopez going up against Michael Mercado. Mercado, kind of tough to handicap. He's got 2 starts. Hasn't looked bad at all. However, it was against the Cubs and the Tigers. So take that with a grain of salt. Projected score is very low scoring. There is a slight edge towards the Braves. So I like the under 8.5 today with the wind blowing in. More so than I really like picking a winner, right? It's kind of hard to bet against the Phillies, especially juiced at minus 175 just because Reynaldo Lopez is on the mound. That said, I do think they get the job done. Might want to look first 5 if you're on that. Just isolate the 2 starting pitchers. But yeah, I like the under here. I was on the over yesterday, and we hooked. So that sucked. All right. It was an alt, by the way. It wasn't the actual line. All right, Cards, Nats. I was on the Nats yesterday. I was on the Nats first 5. That was pretty wild. About, I don't know, like 16 runs in the first 5 innings. Today we've got Kyle Gibson going up against DJ Hurst. I like the inverse today. I like the Nerfy. I like the under. And I like the Cardinals. So Gibson has just been super solid. I do like hers, but I do see the Cardinals getting to hers. And Gibson's just been pitching really well. So I'm not going to go against it. But this is definitely my favorite Nerfy play of the day. And the projection has the Cardinals with about a 1-run edge there. So that's my play in that one. All right, next one, a little sketchy, right? I hate fading the Pirates at home, but offensively, I just haven't seen it, right? We've got Luis Ortiz on the hill. He's been extremely good. He's been a lot better than I thought going up against Sean Manaea. Sean was a fade earlier in the year. He's kind of starting to come into form a little bit. Projections have this as a literal coin toss, so a tough one to bet on, but I do like the Mets here. I'm going to trust that the Mets offensively get it done. A little concerning when we look at their batting splits over the last 7 days, only hitting 171, so that is quite concerning, whereas the Pirates are hitting left-handed pitching quite well. 295 over the last 7 days, 264 over the last 14. So we're kind of hoping the Metis kind of rekindle that magic that they had and take this one home for us today in the finale. But kind of a tough one, right? Even when we look at pitch splits, Manaea might struggle. I just have to fade the Pirates offense, and if it bites me, it bites me, but I don't trust them. Giants, Guardians, Carlos Carrasco on the hill against Hayden Birdsong. I just, gut feeling says Birdsong has a decent day today. I really like Giants here to get the job done, really just kind of fading Carrasco. Projections have this at a pretty square game here, so I like the under. And I like the Giants to squeak one out. You can even do Giants +1 at 124, which I believe is on our straight bets today. So a little bit of a safer option there. Tigers, Reds. I know you guys want your Reds update. How did I do on the Reds this weekend? Thank you for asking. I picked the Reds to win both games. Did they win? Goddamn right they didn't. Nope. Blew both of those. So now you've got Scooble going up against Grant Ashcraft. I hate Graham Ashcraft. Terrible pitcher. Pitched very well against the Yankees. That's a fluke against a bad offense. The Tigers' offense sucks, and they still should show him. So I like first 5 minus a half a run for the Tigers. I like Tigers' money line. Ergo, if you take Reds' money line, Reds' first 5, you could potentially be a winner today. But if we look at the splits, the Reds over the last 7 days hitting 184 off left-handed pitching. Scooble's built different. This is a different left-handed pitcher. So I don't think it happens today. We got a player prop around Ashcraft as well that I liked. All right, White Sox, Marlins. I'm not even going to talk about this. I don't know who the Marlins pitcher is. It's minus 142. A dog shit Sunday game. No way in hell I'm touching that game. All right, Astros Twins. Spencer Spaghetti Arrighetti going up against Simeon Woods Richardson. Lean Twins. I mean, this is really just a fade of Arrighetti. I can't. This guy's not a good pitcher. He's got a 6.13 ERA. Expected ERA is lower, as is his xFIP, but big pitching advantage here for the Twins. They're at home. They are hitting. So definitely have to go with them. They are the hottest hitting right-handed team over the last 7 days. They are literally tearing the cover off the ball, hitting almost 350 against a very hittable pitcher. So hard for me to fade them here. I know the projections do have the Astros with a slight edge. I think the over 9 is viable. I don't think Simeon Woods Richardson gets away scot-free here. But I think the Twins get into a slugfest and ultimately win. All right, next game. Angels and Cubs. Jose Soriano going up against Hayden Wesneski. I'm a Soriano fan. That said, his last 2 outings have not been great. I think this is a great bounce back spot for them today. This game's overpriced. I don't think it should be minus 142 Cubs, especially if we look at the Cubs over the last 7 days versus right-handed pitching. Bottom 5 in baseball, hitting 195. Angels, I just think they get the job done today. There's a clear edge, in my opinion. So I have even thought about looking at run line for them as an option for a nice little big juiced play there. All right, Rays, Rangers. Hard to fade Eovaldi at home. You fade Eovaldi away, you take him at home. He has been exceptional at home. The last outing, we kind of wanted to see what he did against a good Padres team. He shut him down. I don't think that changes today against the Rays. I'm actually surprised this isn't closer to, minus 145-ish numbers. I think we are getting pretty good value at minus 135. Zach Littell on the mound for the Rays. Not going to woo you with anything he has. So very hittable pitcher. We'll just have to see if the Rangers bats keep coming around. We are seeing that progression over the last 7 days. They're up to 281, whereas the Rays, we saw them win, 3 series in a row. Offensively, they were looking pretty good. Now we're starting to see that regression back to more what we had seen throughout the season. So kind of a fade on recent results for the Rays and looking at taking advantage of the Rangers' recent offensive resurgence here. All right, Royals, Rockies. Royals have screwed me in the series, man. I've been on the Royals both days. There's been huge edges there. Gomber against Lugo last night, and the Royals managed to score 1 run. It was a 3-1 game. This has been a very low-scoring game at Coors. Forget the projections. I don't know what it is about Coors, but my projection model thinks everyone's going to score 78 runs. So Singer going up against Tanner Gordon, massive pitching advantage. I mean, you could look Rockies run line. I don't think that would be a dumb play given how this series has played out, especially at minus 118. You could probably give them at +2 for minus 145 if I had to guess. So there is some value taking the Rockies here, but Tanner Gordon, fresh face, don't trust him. However, don't trust the Royals bats either. So very slightly towards Kansas City. I would assume they get the job done today. I just can't see them getting swept against the Rockies. All right, next game, Orioles Athletics. The Athletics put an absolute smackdown on the Orioles yesterday, and that's why I love them today. Great bounce back spot. Grayson Rodriguez, significantly better pitcher, 10-3 on the year. Just good stats all around. Has a great pitching matchup. I like him in this situation. His average against right-handed hitters does scare me slightly. That said, he doesn't give up a lot of hard hit balls. Exit velo's pretty good. And we're really just kind of fading Mitch Spence, who's been okay. He's been serviceable. But I think going up against this Orioles offense after just getting embarrassed, frankly, yesterday, I think they're going to come back with a little chip on their shoulder and get the job done today. So we'll go Orioles there. All right, we've got Brewers, Dodgers. Dallas Keuchel on the mound. We don't know who's pitching for the Dodgers, but we know it's not James Paxton because he went yesterday, had a decent bounce back day. Dodgers got the job done 5-3. Got a little sketchy when the Brew Crew tied it at 3. And then in the bottom of the 8th, the Dodgers scored 2 to put them up, and that's all they needed. So This kind of feels like an over day. Again, we need to see who is pitching for the Dodgers first, but Dallas Keuchel, not a very good pitcher. That said, last outing, pretty darn good, but he faced the Rockies, so take that with a grain of salt. I think you have to lean Dodgers here today. It doesn't matter who the Dodgers throw, it's a pitching advantage. All right, Diamondbacks Padres. We've got Ryan Nelson going up against Dylan Cease. What Dylan Cease will we get? That is the question because no one knows the answer to that. At home, he is a little bit of a better pitcher. But I do think, regardless, Ryan Nelson's not a good pitcher. So there is a clear-cut pitching advantage there. I like the over, and I like the Padres to get the job done today. So lean towards the Padres, but I do think the over is probably the better play today. All right, Blue Jays Mariners. We've got Jose Barrios going up against George Kirby. Very good pitching matchup. George Kirby at home, though. You can't fade George Kirby at home. He has been stupid good. So I think the Mariners can squeak out 3 or 4 runs, hopefully. That's probably what it's going to take. So I do like the over today. It is a little juiced at minus 125. You don't see a lot of minus 125s there. So I like the over 7, and I like the Mariners to get the job done today. Last game on the card, we've got the Red Sox and the Yankees. Cutter Crawford going up against Luis Gil. Luis Gil, last 3-4 outings, has just been getting rocked. Most recently at home against the Reds, they shelled him. So what will happen today? Hard to say. Cutter Crawford has been pitching significantly better. So I think you have to kind of lean towards the Red Sox. I would go more towards the over. I think the over is the safer play. Model's got this very close to that 8.5 line. So I like the over in this contest. I don't necessarily want to pick a winner, but I still don't trust the Yankees offense, even despite, Garrett Cole had a day and they ended up kind of smacking Red Sox around. But that said, right, we haven't seen that on back-to-back days yet. We have yet to see the Yankees come out hot on back-to-back days. So kind of like a yo-yo effect here with the Red Sox taking the finale here. Just like I said, not going to be betting this game. I want to see what happens with Gil. I need to see if he has another bad game or if he kind of starts to come back towards the other side of pitching. But it should be a great game either way. All right, best bets today. I'm going Tigers against the Reds because, we got a pretty damn good track record betting Reds. So I'm going to go first 5 minus 0.5 there. I'm going to take Braves first 5 minus 0.5 at minus 120. So really just kind of putting my eggs there in the pitcher's basket with Skubal and Lopez. Then I'm going to take Angels money line back in Soriano here to have a good day. Could also look at first 5 too. I think Angels first 5 would be a viable option. And then I like Giants +1, which is tough, right? Going up against the Guardians, one of the best home baseball teams, but more of a fade with Carlos Carrasco. I think the Giants they should get to him. So I like that play there. Parlays, just going to keep it pretty simple today. We've got the Orioles, we got the Tigers, we got the Braves, +325. And then we've got the Mets, Twins, and Royals at +406. And then just kind of a fun lotto parlay that, if you're going to do it, it's like a quarter unit type of deal. But we got Orioles, Tigers, Braves, Mets, and Twins. So kind of combining those. I've kind of got the games where I've listed them. Potential upsets today. The Reds, sometimes the Reds, right? They just come out and they can't hit your minor league pitcher that you just brought up, but they'll hit your ace all around the ballpark. So that could be an option, but Reds are bottom 5 in scoring runs at home, which is crazy because GABP is a very run-friendly park. So just haven't been able to get it done at home. I just don't see them smacking Skubal all around, but could happen. Houston, Minnesota, Simeon Woods Richardson, I don't fully trust him. So Astros could just, like I said, get into a slugfest and they just keep popping runs back and forth and it ends up being a 10-9 kind of game. Definitely could have that feel. Colorado and Kansas City. Will the Royals hit? That's the question. The Royals bats have gone ice cold again, so a little scary play on them. All right, we've got Nats and Cardinals. Could see the Nats hit Gibson. We haven't seen a team do it in a while, but you would think at some point he's due. And it's Sunday, and those typically are the days that happens. And then I could definitely see Diamondbacks beating the Padres. I could see them hitting Cease hard, and the Padres potentially struggling to hit Ryan Nelson. Then the last game, Yankees-Boston. Like I said, a bit of a coin flip game there, but we need to see what Heel does. In terms of prop leans, I like Birdson over 3.5 Ks against the Guardians, minus 170. DJ Hurts under 5.5 Ks at minus 160. Carlos Carrasco under 4.5 Ks. Bit of a correlation play to our Giants winning that game. Michael Mercado under 4.5 Ks at minus 125. Spencer Arrighetti over 4.5 hits. Again, kind of correlates to our Twins winning. Dylan Cease over 1.5 earned runs is just too low for him. He's not that good. You see him give this up in the first inning. And then finally, George Kirby under 2.5 earned runs. I think that's a little high. I actually expected this line to be 1.5. So this is one I've already kind of jumped all over. I think that's a really good value there. So those are the plays for Sunday. A little late today. We will be back on the normal schedule of trying to get the videos out around 8:30 a.m. Eastern. But if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And again, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you guys on tomorrow's video.